never, being hit from behind and another mother with something in their hanging from front. I thought they were going to try to kill me.
It all began when a fight broke out at a weekend gathering between 3 people on October 23, 2023. Instead of ending on a good note, the weekend house party ended with 2 people dead. The victims were identified as 22-year-old Corey Moore and 58-year-old Craig DeWitt. Based on the witness statements, the investigation quickly pointed to 44-year-old Marty Dotson as the main suspect, and what resurfaced next was a series of secrets that left the police stunned.
I was hit with something by somebody else was coming at me.
And I think you know why you guys started fighting. I don't know why you don't want to tell them.
Although the evidence against Marty was substantial, his motive remained unclear. What began as a small weekend gathering ended in a brutal double homicide.
Had they not attacked me, they would still be.
On October 23, 2023, 58-year-old Craig DeWitt and 22-year-old Corey Moore were found dead in the back bedroom of a mobile home. The bodies were found at Whispering Pines Mobile Homes on U.S. Route 62 in Pickaway County, Ohio. The neighbors and family found the bodies after noticing the victims hadn't been seen for days. As per a witness and the CCTV visuals showing Marty's vehicle, the police arrested 44-year-old Marty Dotson as a suspect. While investigating the crime scene, the police found blood stains all over the hallway of the residence. The moment Marty entered the interrogation room, the air shifted, dragging with him a trail of chilling revelations that no one was prepared to confront.
I asked you who the 4th person was, and that's when you kind of didn't want to talk a little more. If you just want to go ahead and tell us your side of the story, you're more than welcome to do that.
Who all was there, Marty? It was
Just main bill.
Todd and Corey. The only reason, things ended up the way they did is had they not attacked me, they would still be. What that 4th person has to do with it, and y'all haven't spoken to the 4th person.
Who's the 4th person? I can tell you if I spoke to him or not. I can't tell you I spoke to the 4th person and thought who it is. I spoke to a lot of people during this whole investigation. 25, probably. Tell me how they attacked you.
Well, I was hit in the back of the head by Todd with something. Corey was in front of me. He kept saying something about Phillips head screwdriver. But that's obviously not the way. Phillips head screwdriver.
You said that Todd was when you guys went over there to have a little get together and we're drinking some whiskey.
Yeah.
And then
smoke.
okay. So you guys are all hanging out?
And I don't know what made it go south. Todd started talking about going to West Virginia, and next thing you know, so you guys have been in that trailer, you've seen it look like a train wreck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I said, what made it go south, but I was hit with something by somebody else was coming at me with what looked like a weapon. I think I took it, further, making sure somebody was dead, a little more than I needed to, but I honestly believe had I not done what I did, I wouldn't be the one sitting there. And that fourth person ain't got a damn thing to do with it. They, that I know of, was not a part of fighting.
So when they attacked you, what did you do?
I reacted.
Okay, tell me what you did by reacting. What did you do?
But when I was hit from behind, I turned around and grabbed Todd and threw him into Corey, and then stabbed the little out of both of them.
Okay. Right there? In the living room?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what did you do?
And I let it.
What did you do?
Up to Columbus to try to, talk to somebody about, what I do now, And thank God, the day y'all come looking for me, my little cousin told me that, I stand the chance of going with self-defense, except for
Marty gives no outright information about the fourth person in question. This is probably his tactic to hide his real motive behind murdering Craig and Corey. And that's not even the worst part. Despite a look of helplessness, Marty smartly avoids many details while recounting the events before the murders. But despite the lack of clarity, Marty is about to make a statement that would shatter his facade of dumbness.
the judge will say I used, excessive force, but I never, being hit from behind and another mother with something in their hand from the front. I thought they were going to try to kill me. So,
Would you use the stand?
I don't know, Todd was a big knife.
Where's it at?
It was laying on the floor.
Where'd you get it?
The coffee table.
So you go up to Columbus and talk to your little cousin. What'd you do after that?
It was actually my uncle. And then I went to Dayton to talk to my little cousin the day that you guys come looking for me. I thought, I had no chance of winning the case until I told him the story. He said, if you were defending yourself, you do have a chance.
You left the knife there.
Yeah.
Where was your clothes at that you had?
The clothes that I had.
Yeah, the clothes you wore that night. That you
What you had on?
Because you said I've been in that house and it looked like a train wreck, right? What you said to me. I was in that house and it looked like a slaughterhouse. Okay?
Right.
So you had blood on you.
Yeah.
You had blood on your clothes. Where are they at?
You guys have to forgive me. Really drunk and high.
Take your time. The clothes when we arrested you, was the clothes you had on the night that you stabbed these two gentlemen? Okay. How long was you in Dayton for?
6 or 8 hours.
Let's back up a little bit. What time did this all happen?
Sometime between sundown Sunday and sun up Monday. I really was not paying no time.
Was it Sunday night into Monday, Saturday night into Sunday? Do you remember the day?
It was Sunday night into Monday.
Okay.
I don't know where the hell I would have took the clothes off anywhere, but outside at my house.
Was you at your house?
I went to my house. After Columbus, I went back home.
Are they at your house?
I don't know where else I would have took them off and had other clothes to put on.
Do you remember what you were wearing?
No. No, judging by the weather, probably a pair of shorts, a t-shirt. Tennis shoes.
As Marty talks about using a knife to kill Corey and Craig, the detectives get a hint that there is more to the story. For instance, it's quite absurd that Marty didn't call the police after killing two people out of self-defense. Another evidence that debunks Marty's defense is the condition in which the room was left when the men were murdered. The murder evidence made it clear that the stab wounds inflicted by Marty were not typical of those made from self-defense. What follows only makes these inconsistencies more evident.
You don't remember what they were arguing with you about or what started this?
Do you remember where he was sitting at in the living room?
I was sitting on the couch, Corey was sitting on the other end of the couch, and Todd was sitting here in the chair. And Todd was very belligerent, and he, had took a half of a can of Coors Light and threw it on me. I don't know what he threw at Corey. As God's my witness, 44 years on this earth, I don't ever remember watching somebody go from like hateful toward everybody to them and another person drawing that in and then going after another person for something they've not done.
So, this is Todd's house, right?
Yeah,
And how long you known Todd?
about 14 years.
Todd Wolf, fellow, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
He's up there in age, isn't he?
About 57.
He has some health issues.
Yeah. That's why would he hit me in the back of the head with something? Why? Was his size being, I can't say half handicapped, but, for them to, this don't make any sense.
Was there some arguing going on before he got hit? Remember anything?
We tell him not to be, throwing cans of beer at him. And there was some arguing between Todd, the fourth person, and Corey about the quality of the drugs. But I had nothing to do with it.
Corey wasn't satisfied with the drugs?
Right.
Were they fake or were they ripped off?
I don't know if they were given something different than I was given.
Shorty?
No, No, it wasn't about being short, it was about the quality.
Corey was upset about that.
Yeah. I can't figure out what made it go south.
What did Corey have to do with it? It sounds like from you telling me it's between you and Todd. What did Corey have to do with it?
I don't know why it would come out. But I wasn't the one providing the drugs.
So Corey's a little feller too, isn't he?
6 foot.
What, he's about 125?
Yeah.
You're a big boy.
I know that, sir. So why would them two think they could come at me and come out victorious? Liquid giant? Yeah.
The moment Marty shifts blame onto Todd, cracks begin to show in his facade. It's quite obvious that Marty was an active participant in the altercation that led to the tragic deaths of Craig and Corey. Another dead giveaway is Marty's reluctance to explain why he was at the scene. At this point, it is safe to assume that Marty is trying his hardest to throw Todd under the bus by continuously blaming him. So to stop this cycle of hide and seek, the detectives are going to use an accusatory interrogation technique.
But I think if you remember what you want to remember, okay? And I think you know why you guys started fighting. And I don't know why you don't want to tell them, okay? But you remember this and you remember that, but when I ask you something that might implicate you, you don't remember. I don't buy that. I've done this for a little bit, okay? So, tell me why you guys are arguing. Somebody just don't come after you with something in their hand and hit you in the head, and you don't know why. You guys been there all weekend, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys been there all weekend. So, I can't sit here, Marty, and believe you when I know that you know why and you don't want to tell. And if it can help you, then you better start telling. Okay? Because I'm not buying it. I'm not buying you don't know why. Something was said, something was done. You know what you was arguing about. If you was arguing over drugs, so be it. We're not the drug police. I don't care about them drugs other than the fact that it played a role in this. You know, because you guys were all high. You admitted to that.
And I don't remember arguing with them. I remember them two arguing with the fourth person.
Did you intervene with that argument? Did you take up for that fourth person?
I just said that I didn't see the problem with the problem.
Todd was angry about the crack too.
He was angry about losing his brother.
Right. Todd was sitting across from me in the chair.
He's right here.
Diagonal.
Yeah.
What side is Corey on this side of you? Is Corey on that side?
On this side of me at the end of the couch.
Okay. So you're on the side of the couch closest to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then they start fighting or arguing.
Mm-hmm. Where did the fourth person go?
I don't remember. Something was said about me being in on it, and I told them, you know, they thought that was the case, you know. And that's when I stood up and we went at it.
Now this fourth person, Could they vouch for you on this? Could maybe confirm what you're saying?
You were fine, sir. Now that it's all over, it's as if that fourth person orchestrated this for it to look exactly like what you guys think that it is. I'm just some, big lumbering idiot that kills people.
You did kill 2 people. But in order for me and this man here to try to help you in any way, we need to know the truth.
We were fucked up. I'm sorry that I don't remember where I took my clothes off.
You weren't angry until, or correct me, you weren't upset about nothing until you got hit in the head. And that made you angry?
Well, no, when they went from arguing with her, then started, saying like I had a part in it, my anger started to grow at that point.
Oh, and Corey was accusing you.
Of being a part of her, okay, giving, them a different quality drug than she was giving them.
Did she bring 1 package or 3 packages?
She had 4 or 5, brother.
4 or 5?
Marty's confession about the drug-related ordeal pops up out of nowhere. Many violent altercations start with seemingly minor disagreements that spiral out of control, reminding us how fragile human interactions can be when combined with underlying tensions. This gives a solid lead into the possible cause of the violent argument.
You have a statement from the 4th person?
Like you said, who's the 4th person? We've talked to multiple people.
And I forget which one of them mentioned it first. Like I said, Todd got through it, have him beer on him and stuff, and then about the dope and all that. And then started talking about taking turns, wife and all and all. And I think he knew at that point, the only reason he hit me in the back and just because he was behind me, and whatever Corey dragged to come at me, they, like you said, they knew they had their hands full. So, but I don't know why they take turns, with my wife, or whatever.
They know your wife?
Is that her?
Yeah, they would have had to, I know because when we bought our house, Todd was next door.
Okay.
In 2009.
Okay.
But, even me starting to go off, I hadn't grabbed that knife yet. It was like,
What kind of knife was it?
I don't remember.
Paring knife, a steak knife, a butcher knife? I mean, you'd been there for the whole weekend.
Right.
I would have thought you would have seen it laying there, whether it was on the counter or on the coffee table. I mean, I pay attention to things like that. I think we all do.
Yeah, but you're not sitting there smoking.
You know what, I get that. Yeah.
I believe it was a lock blade I had asked Todd to sharpen for me. That he had told me earlier that day to check it and see. I was more worried about getting high. It was down, I grabbed it there off the table.
Did you open it?
Well, it was already open.
You know what color it was? It's your knife.
Yeah, it was pink. My favorite color, pink.
Who'd you start fighting with first?
It was Todd that hit me from behind. So I guess you would say him.
At what point did you get behind?
Well, when they're sitting there, you know, it was like they were trying to get me to come up the way they was talking to me. And Todd had went from behind me to in front of me, from, you know, back and forth more than once. And he hit me with something. And that's why I grabbed him and threw him into Corey, because I seen Corey had something in his hand. I don't,
Did Corey say anything to you? No.
no, once it started, no, I don't recall nothing being said.
How big was your knife?
It's just a regular, you know, rock blade,
Like 3-inch blade, 5-inch blade?
say 3.
I mean, long as that pin?
Yeah.
Unfolded or folded?
Unfolded, it might have been, you know, yeah.
About a 5-inch blade maybe?
No,
3-inch blade maybe?
I'd say 3.
What'd you do with that knife?
It's laying there somewhere.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
it ain't laying.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
I would have it. I probably would have showed it to you by now. But I have it. I don't have it. I want it. I want you to tell me where you put it.
I will talk to the person who gave me a ride to Columbus.
Every statement Marty makes is riddled with inconsistencies. Throughout the interrogation, Marty gives no clue about who this mysterious fourth person was, and nor does he clarify what sparked the violence. Would Marty's so-called dumbness protect him from the face of justice? On March 13, 2024, Marty pleaded guilty to 1 count of murder and 1 count of voluntary manslaughter. This plea deal was accepted as of March 14, 2024, and Marty has yet to receive his sentencing in 2025. Marty might receive 15 years to life in prison for the murder conviction and an additional 11 to 16 and a half years in prison for voluntary manslaughter, to be served consecutively.